In this video I'm going to show you how to find a quadratic model for the given data and use it to answer certain questions. So first we interpret the given data as 2 points on the coordinate plane 3, 2 and 2, 4. And in this coordinate system the input variable is the price measured in hundreds of dollars, and the output is the quantity measured in billions of units. So basically the question is to find the equation of the parabola that goes through these 2 points. As we know, 2 points is not enough to define a parabola unless one of those 2 points is a vertex. And in this problem it is suggested that 3, 2 is the vertex, so where the demand reaches its minimum value. So if that's the case, then we're looking for the quadratic equation in this form. We're going to look for it in vertex form. And why are we doing this? Because we already know the vertex. The vertex is given to be 3 and 2. That means we know most of the parameters of this equation. So to find the missing a, we just use the other point, which is 2, 4, and we plug it into this equation. So the output when input is 2, on one hand it's 4, on the other hand it's a times 2 minus 3 squared plus 2. So solving this equation we can find a. So a is 2. So putting this together we conclude that the quadratic function that models the data is the following: 2 p minus 3 squared plus 2. This is the vertex form. For the interpretation we are going to write it in standard form. So we're going to distribute everything and combine like terms. So this is the model. Now to interpret the parameters, we're first going to identify our coefficients. So a is 2, b is negative 12, and c is 20. Now what is 20? 20 is the y-intercept, therefore its units are the same as the output variable. So 20 is 20 billions of units. And since it's a y-intercept, this is the demand if the price was 0. Now we don't have interpretation for b and a directly, but we can interpret minus b over 2a, which is of course 3. 3 is the price, and the units of this is in hundreds of dollars. So $300 is the price when the demand is the lowest. That's the interpretation of the x-coordinate of the vertex of the upright parabola. And if we plug that into the function, so if we find, well, it's q function, then q of 3 is of course 2. We already know that. The units of this are billions of units. So we interpret this number as this is our lowest demand. So at the lowest there will be a demand for 2 billion units. Once we have a model and we understand how to interpret all the parameters, now we can start using it, and in particular we can estimate the demand when the selling price is 100. So what goes into the function? Since this function is created with the units hundreds of dollars, if you want to find the demand when the price is 100, that means we have to evaluate this function at 1. So plug in 1 into this function, so we get this following output, which is 10. So when the price is 100, the demand will be 10 billions of units. So this is how you find a quadratic model for the given data and answer certain questions.